My art piece is a large-scale lino cut printed in black ink. The title is Greed, which is about fast fashion and the ignorance in the 21st century. And it's on calico, which represents the consumption of fabric and how much is used, which impacts the environment as well. I started looking at absolute poverty, which is about food and water scarcity, but I felt it didn't connect to myself or my audience, which was Australia. So I decided to look at fast fashion. It's pretty personal. I feel so much guilt. This art piece isn't just about targeting those companies, it's also showing my own guilt, my friends' guilt for supporting these brands. And it's not just telling us as consumers to stop buying from these brands, it's also showing that these brands need to give more money to their workers when they're earning so much and they're only getting minimum wage. The girl in the middle of my piece represents the theme of loss and injustice and how she's putting all of her time and effort into making little money and how she's giving up her family life and everything just to support them. She also represents the cycle of poverty in the fashion industry. At the bottom of the lino you can see like piles of clothing, which represents how much is used and how much wastage, as well as how much people buy. During my research, I was surprised that some companies are doing really great, looking behind their saturated lighting and improving the poverty aspects and the sustainability, whereas some are just completely ignoring it and just trying to get as much money as they can. First of all, I drew out all of the aspects of the piece in grey lead, and then I've put it onto the computer and made a collage, and then from there I printed it onto an overhead projector sheet and projected it onto my lino cut where I've traced it in marker, and then from there I looked at the composition and chose which parts would be black and which parts would be white, and then I've carved out all the white parts. The cutting process took a long time. I actually did it in lockdown, which was 5 days, so I was on Zoom calls doing my classes and cutting all day long. First of all, I printed on paper. I did it all by hand with a roller. So I rolled the ink and then I rolled it onto the lino, laid my fabric or paper over the top, and then rolled again. Lino I chose because it's so bold. It creates a sense of urgency, and it's kind of gives the aspect of a poster and how important this issue is. My advice to VC art students is to believe in yourself and be confident with your own art. Don't focus on other people's folios or art pieces because you never know where you're gonna end up anyway. You just gotta hone into your own work and just believe in yourself.